Welcome to The Practical Intuitive, where each Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, where host Robin Fritz explores mind, body, and spirit for the real world. Because we are all intuitives and healers, and we must all learn to love ourselves and live that love every day. Robin is a trained and certified intuitive and spiritual consultant and hypnotherapist with an international practice based in Seattle, Washington. As the Practical Intuitive, she covers personal and business intuition, animal communication, mediumship, space clearing, past life regression, shamanic insights, energy healing, soul choice. It's all here. Readings, healings, and funny, warm, thought-provoking conversations. It's Robin Fritz, the Practical Intuitive, helping you mastermind body and spirit for the real world. No ifs, ands, buts, or BS ever.
Welcome to the Practical Intuitive, Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's Robin Fritz, and we're live on a very soggy day in Seattle, Washington. And I want to thank you for joining me. If you're joining live or in the archives, we are here to help you be your best self. My philosophy in the world is that we are all intuitives and healers. We need to believe in ourselves, and we need to learn how to tap our own natural healing and intuitive abilities. And that's what I do in my practice. That's what I do in my daily life. And I am so in awe of the people who just leap right in and tap their basic abilities, because they're there. We all have them. And today I'm also very excited to greet a new sponsor, Kim and Todd Villines of Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington. They have a wonderful retail store. They also have a beautiful Etsy site. They could sell and ship crystals all over the world. And Kim has a particular love for crystals like I do, so she'll be joining us, and we're talking all things crystals today, in particular crystals that will help you get through the holidays with your body, mind, and spirit healthy and active. But first, I want to get into a quick guided meditation with the Crystal Fallon, and I'd also like to remind you that we are here every week to talk to you, to invite you to talk with us, and to take callers for quick readings. So if you'd like a reading, or you'd like to join in the conversation on crystals or something that's come up for you, please call 202-570-7057. And if you're shy, you can email me at robinfritz.com. That's ROBYNFRITZ. So it's Robin at robinfritz.com, or you can find me on Facebook at The Practical Intuitive, and you can put a message in there, question that you have, a concern, something you'd like me to address, but you are too shy to come on the radio. I get it, but you're safe with us, and we love having people call in. So without further ado, let's connect with the Crystal Fallon. Fallon, I don't give names to any of my crystals. They tell me what their names are. And Fallon is a citrine Lemurian quartz, okay, very rare quartz. Lemurian is a rare quartz by itself, but citrine combined with Lemurian is very rare. He is currently in the shape of a crystal ball, and he's clear most of the time. In certain lights, he has that faint yellowish glow that citrine has. And he's here during all of my work on the radio show, my Facebook Lives, everything. And you can tap into him by how your own intuition works. So you could see pictures and colors, auras. You can hear him chat with you, which I do all the time. You can feel his energy, or you simply know that you're connected with him. And as an ancient power crystal, a healer and truth bringer, he can connect with you wherever you are in the world. So if you take a deep breath, and today we're just going to help you connect mind, body, and spirit more tightly together, starting at the top of your head. Breathe down your face, your neck, your throat chakra, your shoulders, your heart, your solar plexus, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And as you do that, just imagine all the blocks are clearing out of you. You're getting more grounded and you're just settling deeper into your chair, clearing out the cares of the day and just giving this time to yourself to connect with your higher self, to connect with Fallon, and to join in this great community that the Om Times people have created for us and with us. And now if you start at your feet, imagine Fallon as this crystal ball rotating outside your body. And just, if you're ready for it, just welcome that healing energy, that creative spark of your own intuition and healing abilities. Jumpstart with this energy. And so imagine him moving up outside your body, from your feet to your knees, to your hips, your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your shoulders, your face, your third eye there, intuition, and your crown chakra, the top of your head. Now, most people will experience Fallon as this explosion of lightness from their top of their head. That's great. That's fine. We'll close you down at the end of the hour. Just enjoy this extra boost to boost your own intuitive and healing abilities. And as you do that, well, we've got this great week here in the United States. It's Thanksgiving week. Everybody's getting in their cars, on the trains and planes, wherever it is, to go join with family and friends to just celebrate being together. Thanksgiving is my favorite time of year, and I think of it not as a political holiday or a spiritual holiday, but as a time for me to stop and just be grateful for everything that's come into my life, and all of the people that I know, all of the beings that are part of my life, including my animal family, including my crystal family. And there are those of us who don't have family. I'm one of them. I used to have a family, and as things happen, people get old, they pass away. My parents died over 20 some years ago. And somehow we come together with new friends. We create our own families, and sometimes holidays are just me and my animals. But I think about everyone out there and the problems that we seem to have during the holidays, and maybe not paying attention to the most important thing, which is celebrating ourselves, celebrating the bodies that we chose for this current soul experience that we're having, being grateful and learning to love ourselves, which I have come to understand is the most important thing in the world. And I'm coming from the perspective of not loving myself enough throughout my life, having severe health issues, derailed my career, lost friends and families, lost everything I had. And you kind of go, what do I have to be grateful for? And we forget that we haven't necessarily chosen bad things to experience, but they've happened, and we need to learn to put them in perspective. And I did finally do that. And I'm grateful that I did, and I'm grateful for the new people and the new beings in my lives, from animals to humans to crystals. And I'm hoping you are too. And tomorrow on Tuesday, it's November 21st, at Facebook Live at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to do a gratitude meditation with Fallon, so that we can learn to really appreciate ourselves, being our best selves, being the best that we can be in the world. And that's accepting the good things that happen and the bad things. This morning I yelled at my dog, and I'm like, gosh, grow up, act like a real human being. But we do have those times where we're not our best. We're tired, or we're grumpy, or whatever it is. And we've just learned to go, okay, screwed up that one, and let's make it better next time. And that's all we can do. And that's what we don't do enough of, is just learn to love ourselves. And sadly, I learned this from my dad in his asking me to help the stuck dead, because the biggest problem the stuck dead have, the ones who have not made it to what I call the proper afterlives, the afterlives where their souls continue to grow, continue to have experiences, and choose another soul experience, either in a body or not. is that they haven't loved themselves enough. And so we have to learn to do that. And Kim will be here in a few minutes to talk to us about the crystals that can support us during the holidays and why they do that and how we can learn to work with them. And we'll have a good time together. So as we talk about crystals and learning to love ourselves, again, I want to remind people about the importance of discernment, because not everything that we believe is intuitive or healing is that exactly, or is spiritual. It is just part of our daily experience, and that could be our opinions, our feelings on a subject, our politics, our spiritual viewpoints, what we think about traffic lights, what we think about the weather. You know, Seattle, weather is a big topic of discussion, and a lot of people come to Seattle and they talk about, oh, you have rain all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there was so much rain this morning when I was out with Ollie for the first time. We were just completely soaked, and yet we were both enjoying it. Neither one of us could care less about getting soaked. It was fresh, clean air. It was lots of rain, and it was the beach to ourselves, because who's going to the beach on a pouring down rainy day? Only those of us who live here, right? But it's just another time to be grateful. And in particular, today I was grateful that we don't have 6 weeks of heavy smoke that we had this summer, that my lungs and Ollie's lungs are clearing out from that, and that we have one more thing to be grateful for. So we're going to take a break, and after the break, I hope Kim is here, and we're going to talk about crystals. If you have a question about crystals, if you want a quick reading, or just call in to chat, 202-570-7057. We'll be right back.
Your conscious connection to a more mindful world. Om Times Radio. IOM FM.
Change and growth are part of natural life and also part of your spiritual life. Everyone needs support and guidance, especially during life passages. Upgrade yourself with the Om Times Experts program. With Om Times Experts, you have access to the best intuitive coaches, spiritual teachers, counselors, astrologists, and oracles. Our team was carefully selected so you can trust. Find out more at experts.omtimes.com.
Hello, I'm Lisa Berry. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Light on Living. A chance to see new, hear different, and feel more as I shine the spotlight on all the ways to lighten the load of life's challenges. Light on Living is your link to that new way you're looking for. That new understanding that will enhance your life, and that positive connection that will support your growth. So join me, and you'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you.
Shopping for yourself or loved ones? Check out the best rock shop around, Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington. Whether you're looking for metaphysical support or just love nature's art, Earthlight has it all. Raw rocks, crystals, tumbled stones of all kinds, carvings, cabs, fossils, tumblers, rare minerals in all price ranges, and books. They also have jewelry, including custom pieces and beads to make your own. Open 7 days a week, the Earthlight store has been around since 1988 and is run by Kim and Todd Villines. Find them online at earthlightgems.com, at Etsy at earthlightgems.etsy.com, or on Facebook at Earthlight Rocks and Gems. Have a question? Email Kim at the store, earthlightgems.com. And just for Om Times listeners, receive 10% off orders over $50 at their Etsy account with coupon code EarthlightGems. That's earthlightgems.etsy.com or the store at earthlightgems.com.
I'm Fidel Mshombo. I was born in a city called Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, Everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America and all your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's Robin Fritz. We're live in Seattle, Washington, and I am so excited. I love crystals, and if there's somebody who loves crystals as much or more than I do, it's Kim Villines of Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington. And I'm so pleased that she's not just sponsoring the show, which is awesome, but she's here live today to talk with us about crystals. So welcome, Kim.
Hi, Robin. It's so great to be on the radio with you today.
I know, it's awesome.
We can help some people.
I hope so, too. You know, and I know a lot of people listen to in the archives, but boy, I tell people if you really want a crystal expert, Kim's the expert, and you can find the store online, but they also have an Etsy store, which is great. But Kim has been around for a long time with crystals, so you're going to talk about specific crystals. But first, Kim, I'd like you to tell us how you got into crystals and why you're still in crystals after all this time.
Well, first off, I just love Mother Nature. You know, I've always been someone that loved outdoors. Growing up, I was always the kid looking on the ground, picking up the stones and looking at the trees and just loving everything outside. But just how that goes, you know, filling up your pockets. Your mom has to check your pockets because she's going to wash with all your rocks in your pockets. That was me.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, it just kind of, you know, you grow up loving Mother Nature and all the earth and the crystals and the rocks and different things. And then my dad opened up Earthlight back in 1988 in Kirkland, and I worked there at the beginning and always was involved with the shop even when I wasn't working with him at the store. We did shows together, and I was making jewelry with the stones. So I always was something that I loved. And
That's
then
awesome.
8 years ago when he passed, I just could not let that go. I'm like, you know, I don't want to see this store close. There's too many people reliant and loving the shop. And I was obviously one of those people, and I decided that I'm just going to keep it open. And so we did, and I'm so glad that, and I think a lot of people are very happy that we are still there after all this time.
Exactly. And you still have a lot of crystals from your dad, right?
I do. I still have old stock. So he traveled all over the world rock hounding and then had a lot of connections all over the world, which I still have those connections.
That's
we go
awesome.
rock hounding throughout the year in the U.S. I haven't traveled overseas yet, but I do still have old stock of his from various locations, Tasmania, Australia, Bali, that kind of stuff. So pretty fabulous.
I know, and that's what's really cool. You know, I want everybody to realize how cool that is, because some of the rocks you have from your dad just aren't available anymore.
Oh, yeah. We have, so not only do we have things from all over the world, but we have some rare and unusual things that not everybody has seen before. I mean, I have even old-timers come in that have been in the business for a long time or been collecting for a long time. They come in the store and they just can't believe the amount of variety and selection we have. And they always see something they've never seen before, regardless of how long they've been in the industry. Yeah.
I try to keep myself from going over there because I'm always going to want the biggest, fanciest thing in the store. But I want to tell people this one little story is that and the people that have joined me on Facebook Live know that every week I do a crystal of the week to tie into the theme that I do the Facebook Live on. And one week it was black amethyst, and I had never even heard of black amethyst until I stumbled over it last year. So everybody, I want you to know I called Kim like last winter, and I said, Kim, I want some black amethyst. And she goes, I have some of that. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Because who's ever heard of it before, right? Well, then I got sick and I spent 3 months in bed, so I didn't get over to Kirkland. Now, Kirkland, I live in West Seattle, so Kirkland, Washington, for all of you, is a drive across Lake Washington. Kirkland's on what we call the east side. So it's 35-minute drive for me to get over there, but it's just, the time. And so I think you and your husband, Todd, brought that black amethyst extra pieces back and forth to the store, and I'd say, okay, I'm coming on Wednesday. And then I'd call and go like, I can't do it on Wednesday. I'm just not up to driving, because it took me like 3 months to get over that bronchial thing and fever thing I had last year. But finally, when did I get there? A couple months ago I finally got over there.
I think I held it for 6 months. We had that box back and forth to the shop 3 times. Well, I wanted to make sure you had a nice selection, and every time I brought some pieces in, of course, they would sell because they're gorgeous.
They
and
are.
So I saved a bunch aside so that you got some nice picks. Yeah.
I did, and I had a problem limiting myself to just one, which is my whole problem in life. But the one I brought home is this beautiful druzy black amethyst, and it's huge, and it's heavy, and it takes up my whole hand, so that's how big it is. But and people know that I talk with things, and of course I have Fallon, the citrine lemurian quartz, and he's kind of the master of all the crystals. And so when I'm there at the store, I'm like listening to Fallon tell me, okay, that's my new friend, bring that one home. And and so the little black amethyst pretty much came home, sat there next to Fallon for a few days, and then went, hi, my name's Leon. And I'm like, okay, then. But they
say the stones pick you. You don't pick the stones. That's
that goes. Happens for sure. But Leon has worked with me with clients, and he's extraordinary. I've seen people sit there and they look at me like, you want me to hold this crystal? And I go, yeah, just don't worry about it. And the look of shock and awe that comes over their face, and it's just like, you have to check their pockets, because they fall in love with these crystals. So tell us about crystals for people today in particular. We have a couple of varieties that you want to talk about, and I think it's really appropriate because it's the holiday season.
Yeah, well, I kind of wanted to talk about your basics, especially this time of year. Holiday time, you've got a lot of family coming over or dealing with family that you may not see on a regular basis, a lot of stress, anxiety, things that you kind of need for this time of year. Rose quartz, love, compassion, forgiveness. We all need that in our lives on a regular basis.
Right.
But this time of year, definitely important. It's certainly important to remember to love yourself, forgive others, have some compassion for, your parents or your sister or your brother or whatever's going on in the family that may or may not be ideal. Sometimes, we need to work through those things. And rose quartz, whether it be a tumbled piece to have in your pocket, a piece of jewelry to wear on a regular basis, just something to get that heart chakra with some emotional healing going on. It's super important this time of year and throughout. To be honest, these are kind of basics. So it's an anytime, all time kind of thing. But yes, definitely in this time of year.
So a quick question. Do you have rose quartz pendants and rings?
I have everything. I have rough rose quartz. Some people will grid their house with rose quartz, have it on the 4 corners of the house, inside or outside. Or I have tumbled pieces for pockets. I have jewelry and rings, earrings, pendants. I have beads if you want to make your own. Lots of different forms of rose quartz, kind of every option. I even have hearts. Some people give them as gifts, so that's always nice.
Right. Rose quartz is a pretty good staple for anybody's crystal collection.
Right. It's, as I said, I figured since this is the first time we're on the radio program with you, that we should go over some of the basics. And rose quartz is definitely something that anybody that's into stones at all or loves stones, they should at least have a piece of rose quartz in their life.
I agree. There's another use of rose quartz for people like me who do healing work. I learned this in a class I took on, shamanic modality. I have clients who really want to get rid of blocks, clear up attachments, things that are stuck to them, or things that are stuck in a house if I do space clearing. And one of the things that the person who was teaching the workshop does, and gave each of us a small piece of tumbled rose quartz, which I didn't really have any at that point. Rose quartz, for those who are listening and aren't familiar with it, is a pinkish color crystal. And I grew up in a pink house, so I'm like weirded out about pink. So I was like, oh my God, it's pink. Help. Yeah, pink house, inside and out, if you can imagine the trauma. But, but rose quartz,
maybe too much pink.
Yeah, maybe too much, definitely. But rose quartz is used in those situations as basically a waiting room for the different entities who want to have a conversation with you, who are ready to move on to a different dimension. So for people who have a healing practice, or Reiki practitioners, or even massage practitioners, rose quartz is something to use to hold space for your healing, and also hold whatever beings that you might be working with that need to move on, need to be shown how to love themselves and move on. So that's an additional use,
love,
of course.
Love, compassion, forgiveness. That's kind of the main thing right there. So, and the next one I wanted to go over was black tourmaline, and that's for grounding and protection. And right now, with what's going on in society, and then, of course, the holiday times, as I said, we all need grounding and protection. It keeps us in the present, protected, especially those doing healing work.
Right.
Protection for that. For taking on everybody's stuff. Yes.
That's right. And there are a couple of different uses for that. And we'll talk more about black tourmaline in a moment. We're going to take a break for commercials. Hang on, Kim.
Sounds good.
A conscious lifestyle for a mindful life. Om Times Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14.
31? 13?
We took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted. He realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's Robin Fritz, and we're live in Seattle, Washington. And we're talking with Kim Villines of Earthlight Rocks and Gems over in Kirkland, Washington. So we've been talking briefly about different crystals, and we're just getting started talking about black tourmaline used for grounding and protection. So let's talk a bit about black tourmaline here, and then we have a caller.
Yeah, so I was just wanting to say that black tourmaline, I have it by my bedroom door and by the front door in the house and by the front of the shop. So it's great for grounding and protection when you first walk into someone's home or on the body, to protect you from everybody else's stuff, their energies, when somebody comes, and, granted, it's wonderful to have somebody talk to you and share their emotions. But sometimes if you're really an empath and you're susceptible to that, you kind of absorb all of their stuff,
Exactly.
their grief or their sadness or whatever. And so you want to protect yourself because obviously you want to help them, but you don't want to take on all of their woes. And black tourmaline will help protect you from that. Gives you just a shield, protect yourself, protect your heart, and protect your body from having that. So it's grounding and protection from the outer influences, yeah.
And even if you're not working with people, you're just going about your day being whoever you are, whatever you do for work, black tourmaline or any of the grounding and protection are good for just helping keeping you balanced and grounded yourself. My favorite, of course, in the grounding and protection is columbite. And I have a beautiful piece of columbite.
There's quite a few different stones that can help with grounding and protection. Black tourmaline is typically what most people are geared towards, but it's
the first go-to.
Black obsidian. Yeah, it's kind of the first go-to. There's black obsidian. Even lapis has some grounding because it has pyrite in it. Even though it's your intuitive, your third eye, but it also has the pyrite.
Right.
Lemurian jade is a black jade. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love the Lemurian, and my mind just went blank. Onyx and jet and obsidian.
Oh, yeah. Onyx and jet and hematite and obsidian.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a cool piece of hematite. Yeah. But sometimes crystals like obsidian can be too strong for people. So that's why you have Kim, people. You call Kim up, you chat with her, or you look online at her Etsy site, and then I'm drawn to like the onyx instead of black tourmaline, and email her or give her a call at the shop, and she'll help you out. But hang on, Kim, we have a caller. Kim from Florida. Are you still there, Kim?
Good.
Yes, I am. How are you?
There you are. Hi, I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. What's up with you?
Okay, I called in last week and I had spoken to you about one question was about my son, and the other one was the man that I'm dating, is he the right soulmate for me? Is he the one, or is he not the one?
So what happened from our conversation last week? How did the rest of the week go for you?
As for my son, like I told you, he was a little bit distant. We're divorced, so we have a very good relationship, me and my ex-husband, but he tends to seem to want to go over there a lot more than spend time with me, although I am the most disciplinary one out of me and my ex-husband. So, of course, he's going to lean to kind of go toward the.
So he gets a little bit more of a free reign with your ex, huh?
Right, right, and I understand that, but we, regardless of all that, it's been 2 years now, and we've always had like special bonds with doing a lot of things together, with boating and things like that. Calm down because the weather's changed and stuff like that. But it just seems like there's always a reason why he wants to go over there instead of like chilling out with us like he used to. So. Really, I'm not going to say it really changed that much because, again, I didn't really see him too much. But
these things take time.
Yeah, I just didn't know. You mentioned something about bullying. He's not being bullied at all at school.
Good.
Maybe there's something about the male bond that I don't know, but. Anyway, so you had told me to call back, in a week, and so I am. And what I was curious on was what is going on in my love life.
What is going on with your love life? How do you feel about it?
I'm excited about it. I just don't know. I'm just curious if this is the right one. I kind of just met him, and. I don't know. Just asking what your thought is.
Of course, right? Well, my first response to all questions like that is you need to learn to trust yourself versus somebody else, right? That's always true. And it's always good to call somebody and see, what's your perspective on this, to get an outsider's perspective, or even, your friends and family perspective on it. And off the top of my head, I hear your spiritual team going, slow down, take it easy, give it time. Okay. That you're a person who needs time to find out how things fit into your life. You're not a person who leaps right into things, even though you kind of want to because you want somebody in your life. Right. So the question would be, get through the holidays, see what it looks like in 6 months. But a couple of the triggers to look for are how he responds around your friends and family during the holidays. And if there's a high... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't have any family here because I'm not from here. And as for my kids, my daughter's in college. I haven't introduced yet to my kids because I don't feel like it's time. And I just...
And that's smart.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
I don't like to throw people in their lives that come and go. I've done it once and I learned my lesson. And I won't do that again. But so as for my friends, we really kind of been just concentrating, kind of just like dating on ourselves. I haven't even introduced that part yet. But I was just curious on, does it look like this person might be like a good person for me? I just, I hate wasting my time, and I know it's not probably terrible to say it like that, but
Right. So you're anxious to find a soulmate, and you want to know right away if this is it. And
right.
What is your...
I want my kids to be around him, and I don't, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, well, and I don't give up my time with my kids for any man, but
that's good.
Where I would like to say, come meet him, but on the same token, my question is, do you see me, is he the right person where I eventually will, let my kids meet him, or maybe is he just not that type of person where, you know what I mean? Like I said, waste my time, but not. You know where I'm going with this?
All I really see for you in this person at this particular moment is an opportunity to get to know someone and see if that kind of closeness works for you. And I honestly do not see a definitive answer if this is the right person for you, but I'm not sure that anybody, really should see that for you, because I think it's something that you need to spend time on yourself first and define what it is that you really want in a relationship, because I think you're an extremely stable and intuitive person and you do want somebody, but don't leap right into going full bore on it. Just give it some time. It feels like this person is a nice little match for you on an emotional level and a friendship level, but I just don't see further than that.
Okay.
And I would say look at it like 6 months from now and see how you feel about it. The other part would be, I know you don't want to introduce him to someone, to your son in particular right now as this huge potential love match, but there might be an opportunity to say just do an outing or have a Coke or do something where you can just meet casually, and maybe you have some other friends that you get together with and they bring their kids or whatever. Okay. And it's very, very casual kind of thing. Check that out. But we do have my crystal expert here online. Kim, are you hanging in there? If Kim in Florida was looking for a crystal to help her with discernment, which is what she's looking for, discernment, because she really wants someone to love in her life, and she's wondering is this it? I think it's too soon for her to know that, and it's certainly there's like a veil in front of the long-term thing. What would you offer her for discernment and just peace of mind? Rose quartz, right?
Well, rose quartz is great. A lot of the pink stones are going to be for emotional healing and for your heart chakra, pink and green or heart chakra. But for love and relationships, everything from pink calcite, grauchular garnets, the pink garnets, rose quartz, thulite, those are all really great for that, for love and relationship. but it does sound like it's kind of early. And
right, exactly.
Yeah, I would maybe meditate with some rose quartz, see how it makes you feel, and then see how this gentleman that you're dating is in a casual setting with friends or with your child, with other people. So it's not just focused on them and you, and then that gets awkward because I have, I'm divorced and have a second family. And, yeah, definitely when I was introducing my husband now, when we were dating, you want to do it all casual. I took him on a rock hounding adventure with family, and, you got to do different things. You can't always just, you can't make it one-on-one. It's like your couple, and then they feel like they're kind of ostracized to the side. You make it like a group thing, and then afterwards you say, what do you think of this person, or what do you think of this person, and maybe ask about multiple people, not just the one that you're focusing on. That way you can kind of get an idea.
Kim, your son there in Florida, he could be very, very protective of you in terms of not really wanting to share you, even though he wants to spend more time with his dad right now. So just be real casual about it. Have you ever worked with crystals? Do you have any crystals in your life right now?
I do. I have just one multicolor one. It has like a green, a yellow, a blue and a red, and then it's got like a clear one at the bottom. It's just like one multi, kind of like rainbow looking one.
Oh, maybe like a chakra one that's been inlaid? Is it like a chakra wand that's been inlaid? Oh, okay. So you've got ones for multiple chakras. Right now with you, I would focus on pink, your heart chakra, for emotional healing and working through love, compassion, forgiveness. And that's for every aspect of your life. I actually found a rose quartz 2 days before I met my husband. A piece of rose quartz sitting outside my door to my car on the ground. Is very unusual, and I'm like, I don't need rose quartz in my life. I was going through a divorce. I'm like, I don't want that. But I'm like, fine. I thought maybe Dad sent it to me, so, he'd passed, and it was like a little rose quartz bead sitting outside my car door. It was kind of like, okay, I got to pick this up. Put it in my pocket. 2 days later, I met my husband that I am married to now in the shop, and he received a piece of rose quartz the same day from somebody else.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's super crazy coincidence. But
what should I do with the rose quartz? Should I put it somewhere at a certain place? Should I hold it with me at all times? What do you suggest?
Oh, you can carry it with you. You can meditate with it. You can have it it can be in the bedroom. It's kind of a gentle, loving stone. So really what you feel is best is because it's your energy with the stone's energy. There's not a right or wrong way. So I would go with your gut and see what feels good to you.
Okay.
All right. Kim, hang on. One quick thing. Kim in Florida. You can find Kim at earthlightgems.com. And she has an Etsy site. Go there and look up some rose quartz or give her a call. Check it out online. You can find her phone number there, and she can set you up with a few pieces of rose quartz. Thanks for calling. Check in with us as things go on with your new.
Free your mind. Expand your soul. Om Times Radio. IOM FM.
Humanity Healing International is a small nonprofit with a big dream. Since 2007, HHI has been working tirelessly to bring help to communities with little or no hope. Our projects are not broad mandates, nor are they overnight solutions, but they bring the reassurance that no one is alone and that someone cares. To learn more, please visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Hi, I'm Kelly Fox, host and astrologer of The Astrology Show. Each week, I'll give you access to the current transits, which are a valuable tool that provide astrological information to help unlock the potential each of us has. Understanding the stars can help steer us in the right direction to make better informed choices. So if you're wondering what's going to happen in your week ahead, be sure to tune in to The Astrology Show for guidance. Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. you're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food, because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Conversation. All right,
Sounds
here
good.
we go.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's Robin Fritz. We're live in Seattle, Washington, and I'm here with Kim from Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland. I want to thank our caller for calling in and checking in and letting us know how the week went for her. And for all of you who are in new relationships or growing your relationships, be patient with yourself. Remember that your first love is yourself, and then keep growing that, and just relax around relationships. And I say this after yelling at my dog this morning for no reason at all. I think we all need patience right now for the holidays, and I'm saying that for myself, But Kim has a few minutes left with us here at the top of the hour, and I'm asking her to come back next Monday to talk more about all the crystals for the holidays. But Kim, if there's one crystal, this is Thanksgiving week in the United States. Everybody is either with family or missing family or doesn't have family, like me, has no family at all. And it's a hard time because it's my favorite holiday, but it's a time for gratitude and love and acceptance, and yet sometimes it can be the loneliest holiday of all. So what would you suggest for people as they get ready to go off and be with family, the ups and downs of this year here in the United States, but also for our international audience? It's the holiday season for every kind of holiday out there. What's the number one crystal for everybody going through the holidays?
Yeah, right now I'd say amethyst would be really great for the holiday time because it's good for anxiety and stress. It's good to help calm. It's good for relaxation. It even can help sleep. So all of these things right now during this time is very important. All of our anxieties are high. You're trying to get everything done. You've got to cook a turkey or whatever you're going to have for the holidays. You've got family coming over, or you don't have family coming over, and that can cause anxiety or stress. And to help calm with that, amethyst. Definitely amethyst. It's your crown chakra. It helps with all your mental stuff. It's great for other things too, but it's really great for anxiety and stress. You can use it to meditate with. It can be in any room in the house. There's not a right or wrong. You can wear a piece of amethyst in jewelry. You can have it in your pocket. You can have it sitting on the counter or by your bedside. Not every stone is great in the bedroom, but ones that are good for helping you relax, that is one of the ones that is good for any room. So
one of the things I have in my bedroom is an amethyst flower.
Oh, yeah, those are beautiful. It's a different formation than your typical cluster.
Right.
But, yeah, definitely sweet. Yeah, I love that. Nice softer color, and they have a really beautiful flower kind of crystal formation.
Yeah, I have an amethyst flower that it's just an art piece. That's all I can say. They're that. The minute I saw it, I was like, that's mine. And it looks like a forest of mountains almost. It's hard to describe, and I can't really put a good picture of it online because I can't take a good picture with my little camera, but amethyst flower is great.
Each one is so different. Each one is different.
This has chlorite and calcite or something else as well as amethyst in it. So it's, So what about black amethyst? You have other pieces of black amethyst there for people.
I do have other pieces of black amethyst, but typically right now for anxiety and stress, I would go with the crown chakra.
The regular purple amethyst.
Right, the regular purple, because that's going to hit, the black is going to hit your root and your crown, which you got, and you have other stuff going on. I would just stick with the straight, regular purple amethyst for anxiety and helping relieve anxiety, stress, and to calm. which is what
There
we
you
need
go.
right now, something to calm down for the holidays in this time of year.
Yeah,
We're all
and
stressed out to the max.
well, that and the holiday season seems to coincide with the beginning of snow in a lot of places. So, too, you've got heavy rain like we have right now here in Seattle, or snow, or everything else. All right, so we're going to wrap up for today, but I want everybody to know you can go to my page, The Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World at ometimes.com. And you can link to Kim's store there, but you can also find Kim online at various places, and you can call her or email her to get advice or to have her help you pick a piece of amethyst. So, Kim, tell people how they can reach you.
Yeah, so we have a physical store in Kirkland, Washington, if you're lucky enough to be in the range to come and see us physically. Otherwise, you can check out our website. It's earthlightgems.com. That has links to my Facebook page and my Etsy page. But if you want to go directly to Etsy, it's earthlightgems.etsy.com. You can email me, send me a convo, look on our Facebook. You can get a hold of me numerous ways. You can call me. So whichever way works fine with me, and I can either help you pick something or you can pick something out yourself, and we can send it right to you. We ship all over the world, great. So that's fine.
And I think if you buy $50 of crystals at your Etsy site, then as an Old Times listener, you get
radio listeners. Yep,
you get 10% off any order over $50 at the Etsy site. The Etsy's mostly smaller stones, right?
We have quite a range. It is mostly smaller, easier shippable items, but we have 1,700 items on our Etsy site.
That's
and
awesome.
If you don't see what you want, just let us know, and we can take some photos and put it on there. So there's lots of opportunities.
And for a real statement piece, Kim has some really amazing amethyst geodes and so on at the store.
We do. And we have jewelry. So we don't have a lot of jewelry on our Etsy, but you can always just send a message and say, hey, what do you have in a pendant or earrings or rings? And then we can send you photos and we can list those. And then you could use your special coupon when you purchase on our Etsy site.
On the Etsy site. Awesome. Kim, thanks for joining us today. And you're coming back next week because we have more things to talk about with crystals. And so I'm going to make sure people send some questions in that we can talk about too next week. So thanks for joining us. Everyone at Kim at Earthlight. You bet. Kim at Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington. And you can find earthlightgems.com. Nice little site, and thank you, Kim, for joining us today. So, again, I want to thank everyone. Yeah, thank everyone for joining us today, and I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up here. First of all, again, I want to remind you, if you have a question you'd like to talk about, or you have insight, intuitive or healing insights from your own practice, please share that with us. You can email me at robin@robinfritz.com. That's ROBYNFRITZ.com. You can connect with me on Facebook at The Practical Intuitive. And I'm happy to develop a list of questions and so on to address in future shows. I have some still here from last week. I'm also on Facebook Live Tuesday mornings at 11 Pacific Time at the Om Times Institute page. So you can join me there. Tomorrow we're going to do just a really nice soothing meditation for the holidays for all of us. But I'd also like to next week, Kim will be back to talk about more crystals, and we're also going to talk about how sensitives and empaths can survive. There are a lot of misconceptions out there about what an empath is, and we're going to talk a little bit about that next week. And I've got some holiday shows coming up. December 25th and January 1st are holidays. It's weird. My birthday is January 1st, so it always felt like everybody should have a holiday on their birthday. So those 2 shows will be pre-recorded. So if there's anyone who would like to call in and ask questions or email, have questions, to have a conversation, let me know, because we're going to pre-record those shows and you can come on then. And so it'll be like having a conversation, but you don't have to feel tense about people listening in because it'll be happening after the fact, right? So I also have 2 webinars coming up in December, and I also want to give you a heads up on what's happening this winter. So on December 6th at 12 Pacific time, we're going to talk about a mindset that will really help you grow your intuitive and healing abilities and help you relax and be your best in the world. And that's a mindset I call planetary connection, what that means in the world and how we can thrive by changing our mindset. On December, and that's free, but on December 13th at 5 Pacific time, we're going to explore our intuitive partners. This is a chance for you to connect with Kim ahead of time and find some crystals that you might want to work with in that webinar. But in the wintertime, I'm bringing to a small group of people. We're going to work every week on our intuitive and healing abilities online in a webinar format. It's really best if you join us live. I'll be developing that. We'll be talking about how to talk with animals, with the dead, connect with our soul purpose, how to deal with energy boundaries, everything. These are workshops that I've taught live over an 8-hour day, so I can see us doing this for 2 months, and just really, really, at the end of that 2 months, you're really going to know how things are going. But for today, thank you for joining me. Please go to my Facebook page, The Practical Intuitive. Like it if you can, the Om Times page, Om Times Magazine, the Om Times Institute. Like those pages, and let me know how I can support you through my intuitive and spiritual consulting services, personal and business intuition, animal communication, mediumship, space clearing, past life and between life regression, soul progression clearing, energy healing. Let me know how I can help you at robin@robinfritz.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.